hello everyone. Hello. This is the final episode of the podcast on the show. I already messed it up by putting the cable above. Let's put it below. There we go. Much better. Leaving that in because this is my favorite thing about the podcast. It's kind of like this raw, unedited thing, which is the reason why this is going to be the last episode of the podcast on this channel. I'm going to be moving the podcast to its own standalone area because I just want it to be its own thing, and so this will be the last one. But today we got some big news to talk about, guys. It's the end of July, which means August is just around the corner, and we got a grip of games. But there's also some crazy things that have been happening in the news, and so I figured, hey, let's get after it. I'm not going to wait till Friday to talk about this stuff because why wait when we can talk about it on Wednesday? And so let's chat first off by what is just flooding the feed. Or two huge things that I feel like every single video game channel is talking about. And that is the Steam Deck, which we've talked about before. We'll talk about it again, and I'm going to be doing a more in-depth video on Friday about which one is going to be the right one for you to choose if you're going to buy one. And two is going to be this Joy-Con drift solution that apparently everyone and their brother is talking about. It is ridiculous. So I'm going to head off with the Joy-Con drift solution. We got ourselves so it's no surprise. The Nintendo Switch has a Joy-Con issue. And, I experienced it with my launch Switch. It was really, really aggravating, to be honest with you. Hold on, I take some of my coffee. We're going to iced coffee today. Going back to my roots. I used to make iced coffee every morning. And that's, for those of you who care, it's flash brew. So I basically hot coffee over ice. It's delicious. It's the best way to drink it. I'm not a cold brew fan. Whatever. That's a different conversation for another day. So anyway, the Joy-Con drift, it's a thing. And though I'm getting way more comments than I wish to answer. In fact, I can't answer all the comments when it comes to the drift that apparently is pretty powerful with the Elite controller that everyone, again, is talking about. I will say this. The Joy-Con did have an issue with drift. It was very, very common. I got mine launch day. It got drift. I sent it to Nintendo. They sent it back. That whole process was seamless. The unfortunate thing was I was without a Joy-Con. Granted, I did at the time when I purchased my Nintendo Switch purchase a Pro controller as well. So I was able to play, but for people who don't have or who didn't have a second controller, that would leave you without a controller to play your games, which is kind of a bummer. I would think that they should, send you the replacement, you send it back, or they try whatever. That's neither here nor there. So basically, this fix that people are doing is they're doing it themselves, which I don't have the tools to do it. It doesn't look hard, and basically they take a shim or a thin piece of cardboard. They put it behind the thumbstick module, and they put it basically in between the thumbstick module and the back case. And what it does is applies pressure, and any sort of looseness or movement that was happening that caused the Joy-Con to misregister is alleviated. Like, allegedly, this is the answer. This is what works. And I was like, cool, that's a really awesome solution. What I found to be very interesting, Internet, was every single video game channel said, oh my gosh, fix. And I thought to myself, this is wild. So we're going to take a step back. We're getting a little meta here. Video game channels and channels in general, and there's something called trend surfing, and it's just so, and I've taken videos and I've been like, this is an idea that is a hot topic. Let's talk about it. But it's just, it was really interesting to see every single channel cover this specific fix. It seems to be a good fix. I'm not going to do it. because I don't need to. Apparently, Nintendo is installing little pieces of foam in new Joy-Cons to alleviate this problem. I'm not sure. But I was just more blown away by how many channels covered it. And it was kind of this moment where I'm like, oh, wow, the internet's a really weird place. When something works, everyone does it. And, it's wild. It's real wild. And so it was kind of cool to see. But it's nice that I guess almost 3 years later, we've figured out a non-abrasive way to fix the issue with left, or I guess it's multiple. But anyway, the Joy-Con drift that people are having. And so, yeah, that's the thing. So moving forward to the next story, all right, that's a hard cut. We're firing on like half a night of sleep. I'm tired, not enough coffee, and I've just been doing a lot. So a little more of this. This is yet another reason why I want to move the podcast to another channel, so it can just be a little bit more raw. Because this channel is a little more produced, and I like to keep stuff that way, because I, like to look into it. So anyway, this is the 10th episode. I figured 10 silliness. Anyway, moving into the Steam Deck, guys. The Steam Deck, it's really starting to surprise me. At first, I was excited. Okay, I was like, this is going to be an interesting thing. This is going to be wild. And then I started looking online, and of course, everybody was complaining about it. Like, this is stupid. This is dumb. Steam can't do anything. I said, I even made the comment, Steam hasn't had a good track record with systems, which is true. But then I took a step back, and I'm like, I can't get involved with the common narrative. I got to take a perspective that is personal and really, really objective in this. I took a step back. I started observing what this meant. What does the Steam Deck mean? And it means a lot more than what it is. And let me explain that comment. The Steam Deck is I can't say it's necessarily first party, because Steam itself is like a service, although I don't know if Steam has their own games. At any rate, it's like this exists. Handheld computing devices that look similar or have, the people have been reviewing these Switch lookalikes that basically run Windows or Linux or something along those lines and can play Windows games. This is not uncommon. This thing is, this has existed. But what Steam is doing is they're bringing it to the table with their software on it. And so because their software's on it, it's able to be it seems a little bit easier to use. Like the accessibility, not accessibility, because I don't know if that's the term. Let's just use that. Accessibility to it. The barrier of entry, that's what I meant. The barrier of entry is so much lower because it's designed and it's shipped with the ability to just play your Steam library. So there's not much you have to do. At least it would seem up front. We could see that this is a lot more. Is this in my way of my face? No, we're good. We'll go right here. That we could see that this ends up being a little bit more involved than it originally looks. Which, who knows? No, we haven't really gotten too much hands on. I like a comment that someone wrote. I've been posting some polls on the channel, and I'm going to be doing a lot of these because it helps me understand where your guys' heads are at, and I'd like to learn from you guys what you guys are looking into, because then I can look into maybe diving deeper and getting you guys some answers to any questions you have. But someone said a really, really, let me see if I can find the comment. I should have queued this up. And I'm trying to answer as many as I can. I'm no longer answering comments on the Elite Series 2 controller because it's just nonstop. I can't do it. And thank you all for watching that video, by the way. It is a short, so gets put on the shelf. But we're like over 1.5 million views on that thing. It's been wild. It's given this channel so much exposure. I think we're still. I gotta look because it's wild that this is even a thing still. I think that on Sunday. My channel was on the trending page as a creator on the rise. Really, really awesome. And on the gaming page, it's still gaming creator on the rise. It's still here. Wow, that's 3 days. Now, that's pretty insane. That's pretty insane. And if you just go to explore, I think it's just, different, a completely different. Cool. Anyway, back to what I was saying is the comment was, I remember it. I can't find it. I'm going to wait till real people review it and then make my decision from there. And I appreciate that comment so much because I'm hoping that we can establish a narrative with this channel that this is a real person. I'm a real person. So far, the only product that I've ever reviewed on this channel that has been shipped to me and I have not had to pay for are Nintendo Switch cases, specifically Nintendo Switch cases, which is kind of funny because the cases they sent me, I'm not using. It's just there are other cases that I really, really liked in other options, but I don't use them because they're very specific. Well, that's not true. It's Tom Talk. Tom Talk sent me a massive case. I love it here. This is what it is. And this is not at all, I'm not going to talk about this much more, but it's just this massive case. And it holds all my Nintendo Switch specific gear because I got a lot of Joy-Cons now and stuff like that. So I've had companies send me controllers. I had one company send me a couple controllers, and the quality was not something that I could recommend at all. So I ended up having to say, hey, I can't do this. I can't. And I've gotten a few different companies do that. But this is the deal. If it's on this channel, it's real. There's a reason why it's there. And I am moving forward only going to work with any company that I honestly believe in. I don't care if the company's like, here's a huge contract, here's a huge deal. I'm a small channel still. None of that's happening. But if a company was to come to me that I don't really believe in or I don't like their product all that much, it's okay. It's not happening. It's not happening. That's not what this is here for. This is here to help console gamers figure out what's the best thing for them. And the best thing for you might be different than the best thing for me, but I'm going to be honest with you about different things. And so when that statement was made, it was a reminder of who we are here. And the statement being, I'm going to wait till real reviewers, real people get this. Because the people that have it are like IGN and stuff like that. And sure, they might be honest, but like it's tough. It's tough when something gets that big and there's such a network and it's so refined. And I guess, hey, then, I'm talking myself out of moving this to a different area. But it's just when stuff is so over the top refined, you start to think that like this isn't honest. This is too produced. So there's that fine line, there's that fine line between quality and honesty. And so, I hope that here we can, establish the trust when it comes to that kind of stuff. But anyway, back to the Steam Deck. I'm wildly excited for what it means. And it means that someone like a company like Steam or Valve, I guess is what the company is. What they're doing is they're introducing I say new, but only because I think this one's going to work. So when I say new, I think that this is finally an application of this style of handheld gaming device for PC games that is actually going to work. And they're introducing this new thing, and I think that what it means is we're going to see more of this style of gaming. We're going to see more of this hybrid style portable gaming. I'd love to see PlayStation get involved in this kind of thing. The remote play is okay. It works at best. It's not my favorite, but it works. I'd love to see Xbox get involved in this kind of thing because, again, Xbox, the way they're doing it is okay. It being like Game Pass and xCloud, so like I could play games on my computer, on the machine itself, on my phone. I just like the hybrid style system because it just seems like it's a little bit, I don't know. I like the way it feels. I really do. I'm a huge fan of it. So it's cool. I really like the comment that, I think it was Dave 2D. It was either Dave 2D, I think it was. It was either him or... No, it was him. It was Dave 2D. And he said, this isn't necessarily the Nintendo Switch Pro that everyone wanted. This is the Xbox portable system that everybody wanted. And I agree so much with that sentiment. And it's so true. Like, this, I don't find myself getting the system to play games that are, well, I'll rephrase that. I don't find myself getting the system hoping that it can play Nintendo games. That's the best way to put it. I'm glad that this system is going to exist because it means that we're going to be able to play some of these Steam games. I feel like there's an experience that is left on the table when you're sitting at a computer, playing a game on a chair, like sitting in a chair at a desk, whatever, on a laptop, what have you. There's just something so charming about the Nintendo Switch style of gaming. The handheld style, the screen in the middle and in between. There's just something so great about it. I've always been a portables fan. Like I've had a Game Boy. I've had all the Game Boy systems. Let me recount. Not all of them. Some of them I didn't have. So I did have a Game Boy. I had the original. I had the gray. Some people had the clear purple. From that, I went to the Game Boy Pocket. I had a blue one. And then I got a Game Boy Color. I had the yellow one. From the Game Boy Color, I went to the Game Boy Advance. Now, there was one I missed in there, which I believe was the Game Boy Nano. No, the Nano, I believe, came later. At any rate, I went to the Game Boy Advance. I had a Game Boy Advance for a while, and from Advance, I went to the SP, which was a Game Boy Advance variant that folded, and you could keep it in your pocket. And the best part about it was when you folded it, it went to sleep, so you didn't actually have to turn it off. So pausing was basically like you could pause a game or you could just put it to sleep and it would just pick up where you left off. I loved that. That was so cool. And I had multiple versions of that because I broke a lot of them. The hinge would fail and then the display, half the display would go out. I had the special edition one that looked like an NES. I loved it. That was great. So I had two or three of those. From the Game Boy SP, I went to the Game Boy DS. The DS blew my mind. I was like, what is this? It was massive, though. I did not like it. I thought it was way too big. Way too big. Especially going from the SP, a foldable that was like, it was tiny. And I want to have all these systems again. If any of you out there have your old systems and you're like, just get rid of it, and you feel like ever donating it, hit me up. Find me on Instagram. Send me I want to build out a museum of Nintendo consoles specifically first. I want to get through all of them, but I want one of each. I don't care if they're special edition. I don't care what color they are. I want one of each one. I want two of each one because one of them I'm going to display and the other one I want to take apart and put into a shadow box style thing and see all the componentry laid out. That's the goal. I want two of every single system. Okay, anyway, continuing on. We go from the DS to the 3DS, which I thought, to the DS Lite. Sorry. DS to DS Lite because I'm finally something a little bit more manageable because the DS was just so unwieldy. It was just massive. I got DS Lite. From DS Lite, I got to 3DS. And I was like, what is happening to the 3DS XL? This is like crazy. I was like, this is madness. And then from 3DS XL to 3DS XL New, which had a thumbstick and some other things, and then to the Nintendo Switch. And so I've always had, I think when it comes to Nintendo, I've had every single iteration of their handheld. When it comes to their standalones, never had NES. It was SNES, Nintendo 64, GameCube. Didn't have a Wii. Then I got one and never used it because at that point I was playing PlayStation 2. Or PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3. I forgot what time period that was. I got PlayStation 2 on launch and PlayStation 3 on launch. And then never had a Wii U, which is funny because now I do have a Wii U. And then a Nintendo Switch. So Nintendo's journey has been a little bit interesting for me. Handheld has always been a thing. I've always been a fan of handheld gaming. And it's the idea that you can go wherever you want, play your games with a buddy. And I loved that. I thought that was so cool. And so when the Steam Deck is here coming along and we're going to be doing something similar like that, it allows you to do that with more of a library. And the biggest thing that the Steam Deck, the appeal for me, isn't that I can potentially play a AAA title on the go. I don't really care. I don't care to play some of these games on the go. Like they showed off not Halo. Although that is something because you can play your series, your Game Pass games. They showed off Control, and what was another one they showed off on the website? I'm saying, Doom Eternal is on there too, and great, yeah, cool, awesome games. But I've never played Control, but Doom Eternal, sure. I don't care. What I'm excited about are the indies. I mean, if there was anything at the past E3 conference that I was actually drawn to, which the E3 conference was interesting because it was the first one I've ever covered like all the way through, and met a lot of you guys there. You guys found the channel. You're now a part of the channel. Exciting stuff. Love to have you. But like the thing about E3 that really, really stood out to me was the amount of indie games and the developers that are getting involved and the people that are telling stories in such an interesting way. And I was like, man, I really am missing out because a lot of these indie games stay on Steam or stay on PC, and I don't get to experience them. And I want to experience them. And I don't want to experience them in my office. I want to experience them on the go, casually, sitting on my couch. What the Steam Deck is allowing you to do is interact with these indie games in a way that I think is really, really going to cater to the experience. Like there are a few indie games that I have them written down that I'm visualizing the art. And yes, it'd be cool to play it on my computer, but I feel like it'd be so cool to be holding it in my hand and just experiencing that on that smaller form factor. It's just like there's something so great and so charming, as I said before, of the form factor that we get with the screen in between two controllers and you're just going at it. Steam Deck's huge. This thing is bigger than a Nintendo Switch. It's as big as a Keychron K2 keyboard. I mean, the thing is massive, but I just really think that it's going to introduce an element of portable gaming that we already have, but it's just going to round it out, you know? It's just going to really, really start to put some legs on it. Because the portable gaming experience we have right now is we have a Nintendo Switch, which is fully formed to it, right? It is absolutely designed for portable play. It works. It works on screen. It works on display. Not display, but docked. It works on the go. I mean, it was designed for this. We have the DS Lite, not DS Lite, the Switch Lite, and it's the same thing. It's designed for on the go only, actually. So yeah, we're starting to see it. And so the other experiences we have is I think the closest we can get to it is something like xCloud, which I mean xCloud and PlayStation 5 allowing you to play on your phones, which works-ish. And then I'm talking like closer to first party, because again, I know that there are third party. It exists. This exists elsewhere. The people have made them. I forgot the name of the other one, but I mean, Beat 'em Ups did a whole thing on it. So at any rate, I think that we're starting to see something magical happen, and I'm so stoked. It's so exciting, and that's why I think the Steam Deck is so important. Is that, again, the hardware itself? I don't think that the Steam Deck, the Steam Deck itself, like the actual product that we're gonna get, I don't think that product is going to be necessarily this revolutionary, insane thing. What I think it is it is a statement in the gaming world saying something is going to happen, and we are entering into a new era, and I love it. I love it. And this channel being a console gaming channel, there's a definition that I have held on to, and I'm going to say it more and more, and that is we are lifestyle gamers. And what I mean by lifestyle gamers is you think of lifestyle channel, a lifestyle blog, they're doing their thing. It is what it is. Oftentimes they talk about fashion, whatever. The lifestyle. It's just parts of their channel are about things that they do. This is how they live their life. I feel like being a gamer I'm not just talking about having RGB everything and having a bunch of plushies everywhere and 176 pop, whatever those things are called, and your room filled with every single bit of video game memorabilia you can find. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about wearing t-shirts that have silly quotes on them. I'm talking about playing video games as a part of a lifestyle. Going out, grabbing a cup of coffee and be like, hey, let's go grab a cup of coffee and let's get a couple rounds of Smash in. Like that kind of thing, that's what this is all about. The idea of, hey, you want to go and, we're going to hit some Pokestops. Let's go on a walk. Let's go hit some Pokestops. Hey, I want to go and let's get a few buddies together. Let's do some Mario Kart. Let's go hit up, a brewery. Let's grab some beers and let's bring our Switches. Let's get down on some Mario Kart. Like that kind of thing is what I see the future of gamers being. I don't see, the community is strong online. I think the community is great. I think that we've learned a lot in the past year and a half about how strong a community can be built digitally. I mean, us as gamers, we knew about it. We know We absolutely know that gaming community and digital communities are so strong. We've been a part of it our whole lives, with Discord, with different chat rooms. Like, we understand, and we've had friends across the world that we've never met that we're close with because of video games. I mean, we get it. But what I'm seeing more and more is that gaming and playing games and being a part of the video game industry and all this kind of stuff is becoming more, I don't know, normalized, or it's just a part of a life. And I think maybe it's an American thing, because here, at least my experience, playing video games isn't necessarily viewed as something that is overtly socially not accept. It's not bad. I mean, people don't look at you and be like, oh, I can't believe you're playing this. You're a lowlife. But it's not like it's not as normal as you would see. And I mean, I look at places. I mean, like, you look at Japan. There's like actual Pokemarts and stuff. That's cool. There's Gundam places. I mean, they're really leaning into it. And I don't know much about it, so I guess it could be, kind of like a Disneyland of sorts, where it's not really part of the culture. It's more just a place. But I'm just saying, like, I'm seeing us as gamers and people that play video games, and not just like on their own in their room, but like go out and like play video games together. Like, I see it happening, man. And I feel like in the next few years, this is really what's going to be happening. It's going to be so cool to see, and it's just going to be so awesome to see that we're just out and about, and it's just normal. It's totally normal. Getting together to hang out, grab a cup of coffee, and being like, "Yo, you want to get? Hey, I got this new team. I have this new meta in my Pokemon team. It's all set up. I want to test it out. You got a team we can go up against?" And it's just, again, totally normal. Hey, I want to get a few rounds of Mario Golf in. Let's get down. Let's play. Hey, we're going to do a crazy party. We're going to put together these different funny rules, and, Mario Kart or any of these. And I'm sticking with Nintendo, because with Nintendo, it's a little bit easier to do. In fact, it's a lot easier to do because of how mobile the device is. And that's what I'm saying, is like, as we start to see more and more happen in the mobile gaming, or mobile as in movement based, in the portable gaming space, I feel like this kind of thing's going to happen more and more, and it's not going to be uncommon to see. And so I'm so excited for that. And I don't even know how we got here, but man, I'm stoked. And I think it's just because the Steam Deck is getting me pumped up. Anyway, let's finish this out with what's happening in August. We got a bunch of games coming out. There's a bunch here. I'm on the releases.com, I guess is what it's called. I was trying to look for a more comprehensive list, but there's a few games specifically I'm going to mention. Actually, you know what? There's one, Game Informer is what I usually use. So we're going to go with Game Informer. What's happening in August. There it is. So let's go. We're going to start at the top and work our way through. And I'm going to stick to what is at least coming out on a PlayStation, an Xbox, a Nintendo, or something like that. If it's PC only, I'm just going to kind of glance over it. So we have Lemnis Gate. Have no clue what that is. Dungeon Defenders Awakened on the Nintendo Switch, August 4th. My Time at Portia is going to iOS and Android. Already broke my rule, August 4th. I hear that's a fun game. Where am I at? My Time. The Falconeer, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Switch, August 5th. Black Book. Godfall, PlayStation 4. Interesting. Lawn Mowing Simulator. Someone tell me how that is. I'm not going to play it. August 10th. Foreclosed. Okay, what the heck? I'm clicking it. I have no clue what that is. Oh, okay. So it's not about the real estate market. You could have fooled me. You could have fooled me. Honestly, with a game called Lawn Mowing Simulator, Foreclosed could have absolutely been about the market. Naraka Blade Point, PC. Okay, I'm breaking my rule. Whatever. Naraka Blade Point was covered. It had its own presentation at E3. It's kind of interesting. I believe it was the first day. You can check out my my things on that. Hades is coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Boom. Hades, guys. Check it out. If you haven't played it, you got to play it. Greek, and that's spelled Greak. Memories of Azure. Humankind, PC. 12 Minutes. Oh, is this the Rinse Lather Repeat one? I think so, yeah. That one's kind of crazy. Madden NFL 22, for those of you who care. Now, here's the game that I will be picking up August 20th. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. There is so much controversy that's going on with the pricing scale of this, and I'm just going to leave it at this. It's multiple prices depending on which one you get, if you're adding to it, if you're not. It looks dope, and I can't wait to play it. Okay, there we go. Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Already have it on pre-order. It's coming out to PlayStation and PC. I cannot wait for that. That is coming out August 24th, and we will be streaming the heck out of that game. Ghost of Tsushima, I'm still on the fence. I'd probably be streaming that as well, to be honest with you. We got to finish Zelda. We got to finish Skyward Sword. King's Bounty 2, Marvel Future Revolution, Psychonauts 2, Proto Corgi. It's Corgi Simulator. I'm joking. It's not. Oh, it kind of is, though. You're a Corgi. Okay. I give up. I don't even understand. Baldo. No More Heroes 3. Kiwi. Keywe. What is it? Oh, you're a kiwi. It's like a bird from New Zealand. Games are really cool. Rustler and The Big Con. I tell you, the two biggies for me, or three biggies for me, I think that, if I was to pick 5 games this upcoming month that you want to keep your eyes on, one is going to be Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. I've never played Ghost of Tsushima. It starts with a T, so I'm getting all messed up. But I hear it's incredible. So I'm really, really excited. So that's one I would say keep your eye on that. Hades. If you haven't played Hades, it's a great game. It's now on PlayStation. It will be on PlayStation 5, Series S and X, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. I mean, it's coming everywhere. It's awesome. I have it on the Nintendo Switch. I think the experience is really fun on the Nintendo Switch. But it's great. Another one is going to be Kena, Bridge of Spirits. That game is going to be out of this world. Out of this world. And then those are the top 3. If I have to pick 5, the other 2 that would fill the spots is Psychonauts 2. Only because I watched the presentation at E3 and it looked like a lot of thought went into it. It's really interesting. It seems fun. And I thought it was really, really cool. And so Psychonauts 2 looks out of this. It looks really not out of this world. I don't know why I keep saying that. It just looks cool. And it looks like a lot of fun. And I think that the last one I would say this month that I would keep my eye on when it comes to games and what to look at would probably be Lawn Mowing Simulator. I'm just joking. I think we're going to stick with 4 because I just some of these other games I don't know much about. So, yeah, those are the 4. Oh, man, September's loaded. But the big month is October. I mean, October's got Super Monkey Ball, Far Cry 6, Metroid Dread, Back 4 Blood, Battlefield 2042, Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel, Age of Empires 4 if you're an Age of Empires fan, Riders Republic, which actually looks super good, and Mario Party Superstar. I mean, that's a freaking loaded month, guys. Loaded. October is loaded. That not to mention that's when the new Nintendo Switch OLED comes out, and it's just we're going to be seeing a lot. So thanks for sticking with me on this, guys. Comment below if you want me to keep this on this channel. I don't know. I think that this podcast deserves its own home because it's so freeform, and we're gonna start getting some people on. So we're gonna be taking a little break from it. It's not gonna be around for most of August, and then we'll resume the podcast back in September. So thanks for sticking with these first few episodes as we were figuring it out. It's been fun, and so yeah, guys, thanks for watching and listening, and we're going to again get into more video game centered and other types of videos on the channel. So this one's just had its time. It's been fun. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Happy gaming.